We have a big ruling regarding Social Security. Specifically, a federal district judge has barred Doge from accessing sensitive personal information within the Social Security Administration and has ordered them to destroy any such information they have in their possession. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. Let's break this down. So specifically, as we know, groups have sued Social Security Acting Administrator and Musk, saying you are basically allowing 10 members of Doge unfettered access into our private and sensitive information. Social Security contains quite a bit of private and sensitive information, not only financial information, but things such as disability conditions, whether or not you are HIV positive. Medical information is also contained within the Social Security Administration. And the Judge Hollander out of Maryland ruling this is a fishing expedition for Doge, and that most likely they are breaking several privacy protections that the American public have, specifically regarding the Privacy Act and the Administration Procedures Act. Now, the temporary restraining order that was issued against Doge, in order for this to be successful, there have to meet two qualifications. One, is this legal claim likely to succeed on the merits when it goes to trial? And if you do not have a temporary restraining order stopping the defendant's behavior, will there be irreparable harm? And the judge found yes to both. They said it was very likely that the actions of Doge is violating Americans' privacy rights under the Privacy Act, under the Administration Procedures Act, their actions being arbitrary and capricious. And if you don't bar them from this now, there is irreparable harm because essentially you can't undo the privacy violations. So the judge issuing a temporary restraining order, barring Doge from the Social Security Administration, and issuing a scathing opinion of what we have all been seeing in real time. Obviously, the head of Doge is Musk. He acts that way in the Oval Office. He acts that way on X. Trump says that in the State of the Union. But of course, as we know, in their court filings, the Trump administration tries to say he's not in charge, and the person who's in charge, as we know, is actually an employee of the Human Health and Services. I mean, Elon Musk is in charge, but he has never been appointed by the Senate, which is a violation of the Appointments Clause. And we had a whole separate ruling also out of Maryland from a judge recently saying that Musk not being appointed by and confirmed by the Senate is a violation of the Appointments Clause. So here we have Doge, where, the top, who's in charge of Doge? The fact that you cannot easily answer that question in itself is a big legal issue. But not only do you have that, you have them sending in people into all of the agencies, creating a lot of havoc. And here, with our Social Security in particular, there are so many laws that exist in order to protect our information, because Americans are giving the Social Security information quite a bit, obviously, of really sensitive and private information. And so there's so many laws. So this lawsuit is alleging not only violations of the Privacy Act and the Administration Procedures Act, but also of the Internal Revenue Code, the Social Security Act, the Tax Reform Act, the Federal Information Security Modernization Act. So many acts that have been written are in place to protect people from exactly what is happening here. And the judge also making the point that the 10 employees of Doge that are going into the Social Security Administration, Doge has not released their names in order, they say, to protect them. They are anonymous, and yet Doge is not giving the people, the American people who have their information, who have had to trust their information to the government in order to receive the benefits they paid into, are not getting that same courtesy and respect of privacy. Doge employees are protecting their anonymity, but yet are going into sensitive and private information without following the law, and the judge calling them out on that. And the judge issuing the opinion, like I said, a scathing opinion at the end here, calling really out what they are doing, and saying specifically, the American public may well applaud and support the Trump administration's mission to root out fraud, waste, and bloat from federal agencies, including SSA, to the extent it exists. But by what means and methods? The Doge team is essentially engaged in a fishing expedition at SSA in search of a fraud epidemic based on little more than suspicion.
Really excited about this new sponsor. It's called Go Pure, which is this amazing neck tightening cream that I've been using, and I love it. It is this wonderful new product that I was amazed at how soft and hydrated my skin felt just after one use. I found myself going like this and looking at myself in the mirror because I've noticed that my neck is thinner and more delicate. And although my skin on my face, I take very good care of it, and I use lotions and different products to try and keep the skin on my face looking younger. I was noticing that my neck was starting to age me, and I was so happy that we got this amazing new sponsor, Go Pure. It's dermatologist recommended, and they've sold over 1 million jars. And it's, I think, a wonderful new product that's not just about transforming the skin on your neck. They also have a full line of science-backed skin and body care to brighten, hydrate, and restore the glow on your skin from head to toe. They have powerful vitamin C serums to deeply hydrating retinol moisturizers, and every product is packed with clean, effective ingredients that deliver real results without harsh chemicals or a hefty price. So tighten, lift, and restore elasticity in your neck, because your skincare routine shouldn't stop at your jawline, which mine did for a long time. And so for a limited time, our listeners get 25% off Go Pure with code MISTRIAL at checkout. Just head to gopurebeauty.com/mistrial and use quote MISTRIAL at checkout. It's MISSTRIAL, and you're all set. And after you buy, do us a favor. When they ask where you heard about it, tell them it was from our show.
Ron Filipkowski talks about this quite a bit. Where are their arrests? If there's fraud going on, where is their arrest? So the opinion goes on to say, quote, it has launched a search for the proverbial needle in the haystack without any concrete knowledge that the needle is actually in the haystack. To facilitate the expedition, SSA provided members of the SSA Doge team with unbridled access to the personal and private data of millions of Americans, including but not limited to social security numbers, medical records, mental health records, hospitalization records, driver's license numbers, bank and credit card information, tax information, income history, work history, birth and marriage certificates, and home and work addresses. I mean, just take a moment here. The stunning amount of information, what somebody can do to somebody's reputation. I mean, here, the government tried to say that ban TikTok because they were afraid of China gaining some information. The amount of information the government has on each individual person, that is why we have so many acts and laws to protect the privacy of that information. And here Doge is not bothering to make sure that the person in charge, Musk, is confirmed or screened, conflicts of interest, and then sending in 10 anonymous people to dive into your most private and sensitive information that belongs to you, not to the government. So the opinion goes on to say, quote, yet defendants with so-called experts on the Doge team never identified or articulated even a single reason for which the Doge team needs unlimited access to SSA's entire record systems, thereby exposing personal, confidential, sensitive, and private information that millions of Americans entrusted to their government. Indeed, the government has not even attempted to explain why a more tailored, measured, tirade approach is not suitable to the task. Instead, the government simply repeats its incantation of a need to modernize the system and uncover fraud. Its method of doing so is tantamount to hitting a fly with a sledgehammer. In my view, plaintiffs are likely to succeed on their claim that such action is arbitrary and capricious and in violation of the Privacy Act and the APA. Plaintiffs have also demonstrated that their members will suffer irreparable harm in the absence of a TRO. The equities tip in their favor, and the TRO serves the public interest. For the foregoing reasons, the plaintiff's motion is granted. So, I mean, this judge, articulating what we have all been saying, have all been thinking, that this is wrong. The judge saying it's tantamount to hitting a fly with a sledgehammer. I mean, first of all, we have no idea if there's actually any fraud because they're not willing to put any of their information on a website with verifiable information. As we know, according to New York Times reporting, they've actually deleted the source code, so you can't even verify their supposed savings when it has to do with other agencies. How on earth are we supposed to trust 10 people who are anonymous, whose leader has never been confirmed? It's a mess. It's a mess and a disaster. And thankfully, the courts have time and time again have been willing to step in and do what is right, follow the law, hold them to the law, and sure, we're going to see some pushback of this. Like, of course, this is Trump. He's not going to like this. Musk isn't going to like this. They're going to talk about single judges being more powerful. But we saw this week Chief Justice Roberts come down in a statement right after Trump called for the impeachment of the judge who was going head to head with him regarding the deportation of the men to Venezuela. And Chief Justice Roberts coming out and saying, this isn't how we handle disagreements. There's something called an appellate court. And for Chief Justice Roberts to do that is almost unprecedented. They very rarely speak in direct conversation to a political leader. He didn't wait months and talk about something related to that at a conference and you could maybe piece together what he meant. Trump called for the impeachment of the judge, and the very next day, Chief Justice Roberts said that is wrong. Trump has finally alarmed Chief Justice Roberts, and him and Amy Coney Barrett, along with the liberal justices, may just be willing to stand up to Trump. Thankfully, we have a lot of lower court judges also willing to do the thing because really it's not that difficult. What Trump and Musk are doing are so blatantly illegal, so blatantly illegal. That is why so many groups are getting success after success after success on the lower court. We will keep you updated as these many legal developments continue.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.